Okay, so exactly 1 year ago, I decided to become a growth operator. I had zero clients, zero experience, and honestly, zero idea on what I was doing. Fast forward now, I'm currently making over $10,000 a month. But here is the thing. This journey wasn't like what the gurus had told me it was gonna be like. So I'm gonna break down everything, how I got my first client, the mistakes that I made that almost made me want to quit, and the exact steps that took me to $10,000 a month. Holy shit, this is bright. So this is going to be no BS, straight to the point. I have nothing to sell you guys, and yeah, enjoy the video. Now, before we step into the results, I need to set some ground rules for the story. I started with zero portfolio, zero idea. I had to learn everything from scratch: client management, cold outreach, running ads, setting up different story sequences for my clients, making different funnels, all of it. And my goal wasn't to become some sort of overnight success. My goal was to actually make some sort of sustainable income so I can go ahead and travel, have fun, which I eventually did. So stick around because I'm going to be going over the exact tools I use, the exact processes I use, so you can use them for your own business. All right, so let's start with the setup. I had to figure out what the hell growth operating even meant. For those of you who don't know, a growth operator is just someone who works on backend systems for an info product. There's also growth operators in different types of businesses, but essentially the person is the brain of the whole entire business when it comes to marketing, sales, funnels, different automations, and I had no idea how to do that. The first thing I did was pick my niche. So I had an idea of what type of niches I wanted to go over or go reach out to. And the first one was make money online. Now, when choosing your niche, this is really critical because this determines on how much money you're actually going to make. And if you don't know what type of niche to pick, just think of health, wealth, and relationship. Those are the easiest three to kind of pick. Next, I needed to actually learn the skills. So first thing that I did was look online, look on YouTube. I saw different case studies, watched different videos on how to actually make funnels. On top of that, saw some people making money. And the one person that caught my eye was this guy. His name was Eddie Cumberbatch. And he had a really, really great funnel going on. And I bought his course for like $800 or something like that. Now, here's the thing. Most beginners overthink this part. They think that they have to be some sort of technical wizard or marketing genius to become a growth operator. You just need to be able to create enough value or give enough value to someone when you're reaching out to them, which I'll get into in the later part of this video. Essentially, you need to go ahead and give yourself 2 to 3 weeks to actually learn the skill of growth operating. Month 2, I went ahead and started reaching out to people, and let me tell you, this was absolutely brutal. I'm gonna pull up a picture of one of the first responses that I got right here, and I was just shooting air balls. It was terrible. None of the shots were going in. I was just the worst outreach on earth. And just to save you guys some time, if you guys are doing outreach, it needs to be good. That's why I say take that first month to actually learn the skills so that you know what you're talking about when you're going ahead and shooting looms for these people. For the first 2 to 3 months, I had responses. I was getting some meetings, but I never really closed anybody that I think would absolutely print. My pitch was simple. I would say something on the lines of, hey, I think I could help you make X amount of money every single month with this new strategy. And then I would go into a little bit more about their funnel and how I could optimize it. I had to have sent about 300 to 400 outreach messages before I got my first really big client. But I would say the main thing that helped me land the big client that I landed was going ahead and shooting something from the heart. Like, not a lot of people talk about that. Instead of just ripping looms every single day, just saying some bullshit, I actually talked about why I think the offer would rip and my experience, and kind of giving him a compliment on why I think the whole process would work. So again, I shot 300 to 400 looms and I got one response, and that changed everything for me. and his name was Frankie. I'll pull him up on here right now. And essentially, he was already ripping like 20, 30, even 40K months. I basically reached out to him to do a community, and he said, yeah, he's down for it. So I hopped on a meeting with him. He was super chill. First call was really chill. I didn't really need to close him or anything. It was just more of a conversation, right? And on the second call, I pitched him $1,500 just upfront, plus some rev share on whatever is on the back end or the bottom line of revenue. Looking back, I think that was really perfect. It was a really perfect deal for me, especially since I was starting off with such a big client. And I could have charged a little bit more, but I needed the experience to go ahead and get more clients in the future like I am doing right now. And that's when the real work started to begin. The first month with Frankie was absolute chaos, right? So in the midst of everything, this was like 2024, 2025, well, late 2024. So there was this big ass hurricane. I don't know if you guys remember it, but it was heading straight to where I lived, and it was in Tampa, and it was absolute chaos. So I was doing market research while the power was going out, and I was doing Uber at the same time because I didn't have any money to go ahead and pay off my credit card bills because I paid for the course. Literally struggling, paying $1,500 a month to a credit card, and my car was literally breaking down. I'll pull up a picture of it. Like, I hit a crazy pothole, and yeah, it was really tumultuous. But at the end of everything, me and one of my really good friends, Matt, went ahead and set up a community for him, and I'll show a video right here, but we're absolutely ripping with the offer. It was $50 sale after another $50 sale, and I could just remember the moment clearly of when we actually launched. It was like in November of 2024, and we're absolutely ripping. Now, by month 2 to month 3, this was kind of transitioning to actually learning about more high ticket sales. I was seeing other people in my industry really ripping, scaling their offers to 40 to 50K per month. From that launch we did prior, like I said, I think we made around 25,000, which is great, but I wanted to scale to bigger and bigger numbers. So I went ahead and bought another course for about $5,000, basically teaching me the systems and processes that I needed to learn to actually go ahead and have closers and setters implemented, and having different systems so that everything could be automated when it comes to marketing as well as sales. So we then decided to do another really big launch in February of 2025, and this is where I actually started to make a lot of money. So first things first, I came up with the offer. I set up the backend systems and the funnel and everything like that. I could show you the funnel right here. Essentially, I hired my first closer, and she was the absolute best closer I think I've ever hired. Her name was Carolina. We went ahead and ripped $30,000 on the back end of a low ticket offer that did, I think it was $50,000 from that launch, which is absolutely insane. Now, by month 6 to 8, I went ahead and started scaling that offer, as well as reaching out to other people who were actually interested in getting into more of their coaching programs. Started recently just working with a company that's doing crazy numbers like $500,000 a month. Like, over that summer and over the past 4 to 5 months, I've been traveling all over the world. I've been learning different things on how different systems are set up, different AI systems as well. The moral of the story is, if you have a plan that is in place and you stick through the hard times of going ahead and sending outreach, and you get that first case study, the sky's the limit from there. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what type of videos you guys want next in the comments. You can follow me on Instagram down below as well. If you have any questions, I'm gonna be making a video every single week from now on. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.